I'm gonna help you. Okay, baby's coming. Baby. Oh. Oh. Hey girly pops, it's Cam, your self-proclaimed virtual bestie, and today I'm back with another video just to follow the same train of thought as what we've been discussing on this channel. I will be talking to you guys about my second time experiencing labor and delivery with baby number 2 with my daughter. I had her 9 months ago. This story is completely different from the first story. The first story, as you guys know, if you're not new to this channel, if you have watched my content, you know that I gave birth outside the hospital parking lot, right? I gave birth outdoors in the middle of April, in the middle of the night. It was cold. My pants were just down. Outside, okay? I gave birth outside. But this time, things were a little different. Things were a little bit more zen and serene. Okay, so I'm going to insert some footage throughout the video because I do have some live footage from my labor and delivery. I don't have enough footage to post a vlog, but I have enough footage to add some b-roll and a few snippets of the actual experience that I lived in real time. So it will make the video more fun. If you are interested in hearing about birth story with baby number 2, keep watching. So the story begins. At this point, I'm 39 weeks pregnant. I am tired, child. Like, I am tired. I have been pregnant for way too long. You know when your belly starts to itch? If you're a pregnant mom and you're past 37 weeks, you know your belly starts to itch. That's when your skin is stretching and you just can't stand it anymore. I had reached that point. Not only that, but the baby was sitting right in my pelvis and I felt her with every movement, every step I took, every step I take, every move I make. Yeah, every time I was moving, I felt the baby moving right there in my pelvis. I was uncomfortable. Sleeping at night was not possible because I felt so heavy I couldn't move from left to right. I felt like I was huge in this pregnancy, okay? I thought I would be giving birth around 37 weeks like what happened with my first child, but no. My daughter wanted to take her sweet time. She said, I am the boss. So she came at around 39 weeks. I was over it. And I had been asking my midwife if we could do a membrane sweep. If you don't know what a membrane sweep is, so the baby is in a sac, right? So they're detaching the sac from your cervix. That usually triggers labor. Usually within 48 hours of a membrane sweep, you are due to give birth. So I had made it to 39 weeks. I was completely over it and I wanted the baby out. So at my checkup appointment, I had asked my midwife to give me a membrane sweep. And she had been saying no for the weeks prior, but now she just knew I was really over it. So she finally accepted to do it. All right, so I just finished walking back to my car right now. I feel fine. I did get a little sweep, but she said my cervix is definitely in position. She said it's squishy. It's like 30 to 40% effaced, so there is some progress from last week. So now it's like more dilated. Yeah, I'm just hoping that I can go into labor soon. But at the same time, I'm really like accepting that I'm not the boss of this situation. My baby girl is. I do feel a little crampy like after she did the sweep. Like I do feel okay. Like I could tell that she did something. Like she was definitely there. She was telling me how she could touch the baby's head. So the baby's head is really like directly on my cervix. Yeah, y'all, baby is coming soon. And at that point, I was so excited because I was like, okay, the baby's about to be here. And I had planned a great home birth. Like I bought the birth pool, I bought the liner for the birth pool, the hose, everything. I had my house set up. There's an extensive list of things that you need to buy if you're giving birth at home. So I did all the shopping and I was ready. So anyway, she did my membrane sweep and instantly I started contracting. Like I started contracting within the first few minutes following that membrane sweep. So I was excited. I, went and picked up my son. and we drove back home, and I was having contractions, and I was like, okay, I gotta stay active to keep the labor going. And so, you know, I'm moving around the house. I'm doing the mile circuit. The mile circuit is when you're going up the stairs and you're doing all of these like stretches and exercises to kind of get the things moving, okay, so that you can trigger labor. So I'm doing the mile circuit. I'm moving around the house. I'm sorting things out. I'm cleaning up. I'm packing my hospital bag, like the last minute things that I need. And at around 8 p.m., my son actually was also very nervous. I had been trying to prepare him for my labor and delivery, considering that I was going to give birth at home. I had asked him if he wanted to be a part of the experience, and he said he wanted to. So we had been watching labor and delivery vlogs, and he was very interested in the whole process, and he knew what contractions were. He knew how a woman who is in labor reacts, and leading up to that point, he was very excited. But I also knew that my son is very sensitive when it comes to me, and he doesn't like to see me in pain, and he doesn't like when I'm unwell. Like, even if I'm sick, like, will really worry that, you know, I was contracting and he was requiring a lot of attention. Like, all the stress that he was experiencing caused him to cry and stuff like that, and I couldn't give him the attention that he needed. So I had to like call my mom and ask her if she could pick him up, because I really needed my full attention to, you know, deliver the baby. But when he left, it triggered something in me. Like, I felt like when he left, it was the last time I was seeing him as my only child, and that really did something to my heart. I felt like, oh my gosh, this is the end of an era. I'm in labor. I'm going to be giving birth like either tonight or tomorrow morning, and when my son comes back home, it will no longer be what we've always known. It will no longer be just him. And so that was a lot of feelings for me to experience during labor. And when I say labor, I mean early stages of labor. I wouldn't say that I was yet in active labor. At that point, my contractions were coming maybe every 8 to 10 minutes. So it wasn't yet every 5 minutes. You guys know, if you've watched my last video, I did talk about the 5-1-1 rule. The 5-1-1 rule is when you're experiencing contractions every 5 minutes. Each contraction is lasting 1 minute for an hour at least. So I hadn't reached that point yet. Anyway, I was feeling away, and so that kind of slowed me down, and I decided to sit down, have a meal, and just, you know, kind of take it easy a bit. And I think that, as I said last time, mind over matter, or mind is matter. My state of mind kind of dictated where my labor was going. So my labor completely stopped progressing. After having my meal, I decided to just lay down, and my labor stopped. So I was disappointed and also very overwhelmed emotionally in that moment, because I had kind of notified people that like it was happening, and then I had people texting me like, so what's going on, and it was stressing me out. And I also felt disappointed to let people know that like nothing was happening. The labor had stopped. Like, stop texting me, guys, like nothing's happening. So I kind of just put my phone on D&D, and I told people, if ever you guys want any news, you can reach out to Brandon. I'm done talking to y'all niggas, okay? I was not having it. So, you know, I wake up the next day, my labor is still inactive. And so I was like, you know what? Let me go to the Royal Mount. If you're from Montreal, you know about that new mall, the Royal Mount. I decided to go have breakfast with Brandon, walk around the mall, and I was thinking, you know what? Maybe a little bit of physical activity is going to start things again. So I'm walking around the mall. We walked for about 2 hours, I believe, and nothing happens really. I'm not going into labor or anything until later that evening. Later that evening is when I started to feel the contractions, and at that point my son was home. I really felt comfortable. Like, I felt like I was really in my zone. I need my son with me. Like, I needed him. you know, he's my comfort to a certain extent. So he's home, I feel safe and relaxed, and I feel in control. And you know, my labor restarted, so I'm still moving around, and I decided to move around non-stop because I didn't want the same thing that happened to me the day prior to happen again. So I'm doing the mile circuit, I'm moving around the house, whatever. And oh yeah, another thing that I forgot to mention, one thing I did that I was not supposed to do, yeah, I took a teaspoon of castor oil. Castor oil is a very controversial topic when it comes to labor and delivery. A lot of people advise against castor oil. A lot of people swear by castor oil. I feel like I was always scared. At that point, I was so over my pregnancy that I was like, you know what? Instead of doing a tablespoon, I'll do a teaspoon and I'll have it very slowly. So I decided to mix it into my applesauce, and I slowly ate my applesauce. And right away, like, the labor was not, like, it was no joke. And I did it because, first of all, I knew that I was ready to have the baby, knew that I was in the labor process. So I was like, you know what, let me jumpstart the labor. And that's definitely what it did. And I think around 1 a.m. I felt like the labor was active enough that it wouldn't stop. I was like, you know what, I'm going to go lay down, because if I have to push this baby out, I need strength, I need energy, so I do need to rest. But then around 4:30 in the morning, I had a crazy contraction. Like, when I tell you, it wasn't 511. The contractions were coming every 2 minutes. When I woke up, it was every 2 minutes. And so I just knew it. I knew the baby was coming, and I knew I did not have time to fill up the birth pool. I knew things were not going to go as planned. So it's 4:30 in the morning. I call my mom. I'm like, it's happening. Can you please come? Because I have to leave to the birthing center. I thought I was going to give birth at home. Mally was going to be upstairs in his room, and we were just going to be a happy family, like all in the same house. Nah, that's not what was happening. I had to call my midwife. My midwife was like, okay, can we time your contractions? I had time to have like 2 or 3 contractions within a 5-minute phone call. So I'm like, I'm going to meet you at the birthing center. I don't have time to fill up the pool. So my midwife is like, okay, I'm on my way there right now. Like, let me know when you're on the way. You know, I'm like on the toilet. I'm having Brandon helping me off the toilet. And then finally my mom, I don't even know how my mom ended up making it from her house to my house within the short span that she did. I feel like, oh yeah, she told me she was already awake. I think she sensed that I was going to give birth. So she was kind of like, she was not sleeping. She was already ready to go. So she just arrived. And as she was there, I kind of like was trying to teach my mom how to counter pressure, because there are tips to make your labor a bit more bearable. So, you know, at first Brandon was doing the counter pressure. The counter pressure is like pressure on the hips. You kind of want to bring the hips together as a woman is contracting, or you can press onto the hips as a woman is contracting, and that will kind of alleviate some of the pain that comes with the contraction. And so I'm teaching my mom how to counter pressure. She's pressing on my hips, and then splash, my water broke. And I was like, okay, now we really have no time. So the pain was on a level, if I had to like scale it to 10, I would say the pain was on 100. The pain was crazy. I was having another contraction right before exiting the house. I just let my body fall to the ground. At this point, I'm just laying on the ground, and I'm just like, the contractions were so intense, guys. Like, oh my gosh. The contractions are coming back to back, and I'm like, I just hope that we can make it to the birthing center, because I knew that the baby was coming in no time. So anyway, we leave the house. At that point, it's like probably 5 a.m. Like 30 minutes have passed since I got out of bed and started feeling those intense contractions. So now we're driving to the birthing center. The number of potholes in Montreal, what's her name? Soraya, whatever, the mayor, please do something, okay? The potholes, while I was in labor, I thought I was going to die. With each pothole, I just felt my uterus, there were things happening that I can't explain. Like, it was just crazy. I do have footage. I will insert it right now.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Yes, babe,
I'm trying.
No. We get to the birthing center. Carla, she's an angel sent from heaven. My birth pool is ready. The water is warm. I just remember taking everything off, hopped in the water, and I felt so good. The contractions were coming back to back to back to back. And at a certain point, the contractions, I didn't have any breaks. They were coming by two. So I was experiencing one contraction, no break, a second contraction, and then a minute break. So I was having double the contractions. And so I knew that he was coming. And finally, I could feel my body starting to push on its own. What's really nice about giving birth in a birthing center or giving birth with a midwife is that they let you just take the lead of your birthing experience. And that's what I really liked, is that there was no one in the room but me and my husband. There was no one else. Carla was in another room and she said, call me when you're ready. And so she wasn't far. You know, if ever we needed any support, it was just a matter of like going on the other side of the door. Can you please do this? Can you please do that? But like, it was really, it was a very intimate moment until I started to feel my body pushing, and I told Brandon, like, go get the midwife. So he went and got Carla, and at that point I'm pushing and I'm pushing. And let me tell you, unless you're ready for the mess that can come with castor oil, don't take castor oil. Because I don't want to talk too much or give too many details, because let me explain to you how castor oil works. So castor oil is a natural laxative. When you take that laxative, since it makes you want to poo, it also irritates your uterus, because your colon and your uterus are very close together. So since there's a lot happening in your colon, it irritates your uterus, therefore causing your uterus to contract. So let's just say that my digestive system was working and my uterus was contracting, and so it was messy, okay? It was messy, it was not cute. Let's move on. So then at that point, feeling my body naturally doing what it needs to do to get the baby out, I put my hand down there, I feel the head of the baby, and I'm like, okay, it's happening. So I'm just like pushing. And so at a certain point, they asked me if I want to look. I didn't care to look. Child, I'm in pain. Like, I'm literally dying out here. If we could just get this baby out. So I give it another push. I don't know how long I was pushing, but I feel like when you're pushing instinctively, it's hard to keep count of how many pushes you've done, for one. And I find that the experience is a lot more based on quality over quantity. Like, you're letting your body do what it needs to do. And it's not like, no one's counting how long you should be pushing for. It's just like you're just naturally pushing. You're letting your body do what it's supposed to do. And that's one thing that I do like about giving birth with a midwife. It's like, it's not everything is timed, not everything is calculated. And also the mother is taking the lead of the birth experience. She's not giving birth according to a doctor's agenda. I've heard of so many stories where a nurse will tell a mother who's in active labor, ready to push, wait till the doctor gets here. What do you mean wait? Like, anyway, so I'm pushing, and finally I just remembered the head was out at that point. I was trying to deliver my own baby. Like, I was holding the head as I'm pushing, but I just didn't know how strong to pull the baby out, to be honest. That was kind of scary to me. So I remember Carla, my midwife, who I will be interviewing on this channel. So if you want to watch that video, please subscribe to the channel. We will be addressing everything about midwifery. Well, I'm really excited for that. I pushed, she pulled out my daughter, and I have footage of this.
Take your time. Focus on the baby.
I'm gonna help you. Okay, you just kind of give him.
Oh!
You just
You're a strong girl. She's just crying around. And I just, my body was finally relaxed. And this time they did not rush to take out the placenta. I remember having voiced to my midwives that it was a concern for me I was scared of delivering my placenta because of my first experience being so traumatic. And so I got out of the water, I lied down on the bed, and you know, after doing a bit of skin to skin and after starting to feel the contractions again, because that's when your body is ready to push out the placenta. So I remember them asking me if I was ready. We also did delayed cord clamping. Delayed cord clamping is when you wait for the blood to no longer circulate between your placenta and your baby's umbilical cord before you cut the cord. Because in the medical system, they tend to just rush everything and they cut the cord as there's still a pulse in the cord. We decided to wait. That is a practice that midwifery encourages a lot. So we did delayed cord clamping. When I was finally ready to deliver my placenta, I did. There was no pain at all. And yeah, it was a very, very peaceful birth experience. It was very quick. I forgot to mention, but it only took 2.5 hours before my baby made it to the world. So I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. By 7 a.m. my daughter was born. Quick maths. Boom. Then after that, in the birthing center, you get to just order breakfast. They have someone there to cook breakfast. They have midwives. They have helpers too, who will help you with your breakfast, anything that you need. So we ordered breakfast, we rested, and within the same day we were ready to go home. I didn't want to stay at the birthing center too long. I had already planned to give birth at home, so I wasn't planning on being in the birthing center at all. And so within a few hours, I did all my little FaceTime calls to announce the birth of my daughter to my family. I called my cousins, my dad, my son. My son woke up and he was like, "Where's mom?" And my mom FaceTimed me, and I showed him his little sister. He went to camp that day. We got back home and I got to rest in the comfort of my own house until, you know, my son finished his day at day camp. He came back home, met his sister. The rest is history. It was a very calm experience. It was very holistic, natural. It was very empowering because, you know, you get to just do it all by yourself. Of course, you have the midwife there to help you, but you really feel connected to your body. It was a very spiritual experience as well. I was very aware of everything that was happening. I was not overstimulated. The lights were dimmed. I felt comfortable. And the birthing center really felt like home. Yeah. It was, I love my birth story, honestly. Things did not go according to plan, but it was still a very nice birth story. Like, I wasn't mad that I didn't get to give birth at home. I just knew that I had a really quick labor and I was happy about that. And yeah, it was beautiful. And I met my daughter. My husband was right there next to me. He cried. It was a very intimate moment. It was just me and him. And of course the midwives were there, but it didn't feel like they were there. They're so quiet and they just like let you live your experience, and I love that. If I had to give birth again, which I won't, because honey, I have 2 kids. That's enough. I have 2 kids. I still can't believe I have 2 kids, but anyway, I have 2 kids. That's enough. I don't need a third. But if I were to give birth again, I would definitely take the midwife route again. The doctors, no. So that's it for my story time, guys. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to comment down below and let me know your thoughts on the whole story. If you have any questions, I will be interviewing the midwife very soon. So if you have any questions for the midwife, please leave them in the comments or DM me on Instagram if you want for the question to be more private. Don't forget to like this video if you did feel like it was fun, entertaining, informative, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye. Mwah. I felt like filming this video was necessary because following me posting my first birth experience, there are comments that surfaced about how I was treated unfairly by the hospital staff, how they should have been more careful with me and they should have admitted me sooner. They should have. And I am not the first, unfortunately, nor the last woman to have been treated unjustly in a hospital. And so knowing that hospitals don't treat us with the care and attention that we deserve as women, I decided to take a different route and I am so glad that I did. If you're a Black woman and you want a more holistic, natural experience with pregnancy and labor and delivery, please consider midwifery. I will also be sharing a video about the pros and cons of having a midwife or a doctor. If this is a topic that's of interest to you, please subscribe to my channel because this video will be in the line up of videos that are coming soon.